My name is Micheline Courtney. I'm an instructor here at SAIT, and I've been a respiratory therapist for about 17, 18 years now. What I'm going to go over today is how to teach patients to take their inhaled medications. My personal philosophy is if you're going to teach a patient how to use a device, you need to know how to use the device yourself. So I'm going to go over some of the basic devices you will see your patients using. The first one is called a Handihaler. The Handihaler is a neat little device. It is used to administer only one medication. It's tiotropium bromide, or Spiriva, and it's the only long-acting anticholinergic we actually have in Canada right now. And it's an interesting little device because the medication, tiotropium bromide, actually is good for 24 hours. So your patient only has to take this medication once a day. So when your patient gets their first Handihaler, it's really important they understand when they open the box that the Handihaler comes with a number of capsules. And I have actually a number of placebo capsules that I'm going to use today. Once they open the box, they'll see that they have a device and they have some capsules. It's really important that they understand that the capsules go in the device. When the Handihaler first came out about 10 years ago in around 2000, we didn't see good efficacy clinically, which means they had done a lot of tests. This medication was supposed to do wonders for our chronic obstructive pulmonary disease patients, but it wasn't working very well. And they went back and they took a hard look at why it wasn't working, and believe it or not, what they found out is patients would open the box, they would see the device, they would see the capsules. No one had taught them how to use the device. They would set it aside, and they were actually swallowing their capsules. They would swallow one pill a day, so they understood that much about the medication, that it was to be taken once a day, but it wasn't working for them. Okay? So it's really important whenever you teach a patient to use a device that you understand the device and you make sure they understand it. To get the capsules out, now you'll notice the capsules are actually foil wrapped. Anytime you see a medication in foil, chances are it's sensitive to sunlight. It's not a bad idea when we're dealing with any medications to actually read the product monograph. Certain medications are sensitive to heat, cold, light exposure, moisture. So not a bad rule of thumb, especially when it comes to our respiratory medications, to advise your patient, keep them out of the sunlight. Don't let them freeze, don't let them get too hot, and keep them dry, especially when we're talking our powdered inhalers. Okay? The Handihaler is considered a powdered inhaler. What I'm going to do first is actually get a capsule out of the package. It's in foil, so I'll remind you again that they are light sensitive. So when your patient is actually learning how to load the device, they have to handle their medication quite carefully. And it's a matter of peeling back the foil strip, revealing the capsule, okay, taking their device, opening the dust cap, opening the mouthpiece. That'll reveal a little hole, and that's where the capsule goes. So your patient can then turn the package over, tap out the capsule, and insert it into that chamber. They then close the mouthpiece. What they now have to do is actually press the button on the side. Okay, that sends a couple of pins into the capsule and it pierces the capsule. Okay, when they're ready to use it, what they're going to have to do, and what you're going to have to do, is instruct them to exhale fully away from the device, put the device in their mouth, take a nice, slow, deep breath in. They should actually hear the capsule rattle. If you're not hearing the capsule rattle, instruct them to take a slightly quicker breath in. Once they finish with that breath in, they can hold their breath, if they're capable of holding their breath, up to about a 10-second count. Okay, they take the device out of their mouth, they exhale away from the device, and then they actually repeat that action a second time to make sure they get all the medication out of the device. All right, so I've already pierced the capsule. And we're done. Then what your patient has to do is get rid of the capsule. They open up the mouthpiece, drop that out into the garbage. And then it's very important for our patients when they handle this medication that they wash their hands afterwards. So that's an important point that we have to make sure we teach them. And that is the Handihaler.